Genius. My Saturday morning outfit. I just did a breath. It was something else. I was talking to Casey last night. Friend of mine. We were discussing a few things. And I want to talk to you guys about it. It's the intentions. The things that you want to manifest and intentions. How does that relate to your new state of being that I talked about? I did, by the way, create a meditation for the new state of being. It's on the website. And self-healing one is coming up. Children one is coming up. And then there's going to be a whole series of affirmations and mantras specifically designed for each center. So that's what's coming up. But let's talk about intention and new state of being. Before that, let me just mention something about the breath work. Again, some of you guys feel stuck. And you are not stuck. It's an illusion that you feel that you're stuck because you're not having a mystical experience. Oh my God, I can't leave my body? No. Don't think of your work in that way. You know, up until just a few days ago, Lena and Alex, when they did breath work, you know, they felt some cool things here and there. But then suddenly they were able to just go. They would do a breath and they would just fall back. And they started with a standing breath, which changed their sitting breath, which then changed their meditation. So anyway, I think I've already talked about this. So that's enough about that. But so have you ever had an intention of creating something in your life and then you keep talking to people about it? I'm still manifesting my healing. I still have an intention and I'm creating and I'm collapsing it from wave to particle of this particular intention or that particular goal or this particular desire. And you talk about it. But when you talk about, I am still working on that, I'm still working on manifesting something, I'm still working on collapsing certain intentions from wave into particle, you're creating this constant separation, which initially is fine when you have an intention that you're coming up with. So here's how I would do it. I would put it in a few different steps. You come up with an intention. What do you want? You give it some kind of clarity. Just took my headphones off. Probably look like a mess. So you create an intention. Then you meditate. How do I do that? Do you guys remember in a lot of my videos I mentioned that I begin my meditations from my next home, from my ranch, right? From the driveway. And I always had just this, I don't know how it happened. I was just around a whole bunch of advanced meditators. And somehow it just occurred to me that I'm sitting in this chair on my driveway and I'm seeing my cars and I can see the front door of my house. And I can sort of see what the front of the house looks like. And there's a gate behind me. Green, you know, and then there's this. So as I did more and more meditations, and I just had an intention of, I'm starting my meditation from my home, my future home. And that would become my present reality that I'm starting off from. And slowly, details of that ranch creeped up on me. I would realize there's an asphalt driveway going to the back. And one day, I am sitting in my office chair, but I had my laptop on my kitchen island, and I'm meditating, and all of a sudden I could see the kitchen island in my ranch. I could see the whole details of the kitchen. And I looked back. Now I have blindfolds on, okay? And I looked back and I saw the details of the living room, and I just kept turning more and more because I was seeing more and more details. I realized that with my, I don't know why my front door in the ranch is gray, but it's a really cool door with a long handle that goes up vertically. And there are stairs on the side of it that go up. And from one of the meditations, I kind of looked up like that, and I could see details from how it looks from the living room upward into the second floor. Now, and when I looked to my right, I could see the sliding doors, floor-to-ceiling windows, and I could see outside of what was it out there. Why is this important? What's important is I didn't come up with those details. Those details found me in meditations, visions, you know? And so that is step number 2. You create an intention. You add some details to the intention, just very basic, right? I'm sitting in the driveway, and that's what my front door looks like. And I have my cars on the driveway. And allow your higher self, allow the divine in you to fill in the rest in a way that is good for you. Details. Your higher self is a little bit smarter than you, right? The details of the intention will come to you. And I'm just separating from the fact that I am collapsing that, or that's my intention or goal. No. It is my state of being every time I'm starting my meditations. The details will get added on during meditations, the better you get at it. And as that happens, you know that little surprise, I'm looking around and all of a sudden I'm seeing the details of the house that I had no intention of creating, but I did create the fact that I'm in my new home. And slowly the new home was giving me a tour, essentially, during my meditations, just adding more details all by itself, which then generates automatically associated emotions. What is happening? The visual part of you is creating details, sending that information to your heart. Your heart is creating associated emotions, sending that back to your brain, and there's this beautiful positive feedback loop happening. Everything is happening all by itself in a meditation because you have created an intention of the present moment, the present state of being, and you have released it. You are now simply meditating from your current state of being. So the details that get added on, the emotions that get associated with those details, begins to create your new state of being. You're thinking differently after the meditation because you're like, oh wow, that was pretty, that was nice. And you're thinking about it. You're feeling things about it. You're thinking differently, you're feeling differently now. And now the work is evolving, so you're acting a bit different. You're viewing things a little differently. You realize this is just a hologram. And your brain doesn't realize that what you saw where you were in meditation was just as real for you on the inside world as the outer world, as you disconnect from your senses during the meditations. So you then enter into your new state of being longer and longer and longer, right? So now you became it. You became your new state of being. You became the new personality slowly through this work. What happens when your personality changes? What happens when you're thinking differently, feeling differently, and behaving differently? That's the new personality. And the more you linger in that frequency, the more you spend time into that new state of being, the old state of being starts to collapse back into the wave from particle. and you slowly transition into your new personality, your new state of being. And then it's just a matter of time for it to appear in your reality. It has happened to me countless times. And we have transformational videos now. I don't have any nearly enough on my website from the calls that I do. And I hear them, how this work is changing their life. You know, some of the people that I talk to in my community, they're just blown away with the magic that they're becoming. Well, they are magicians. I tell my daughter all the time, Daddy's a magician. And because she's a kid, it's very easy for kids to become playful with that. And I'm becoming playful with it. And I mean what I'm saying. Because I know inherently the powers that I have. In fact, I don't know how much powers I have, but the powers that I have experienced already, unbelievable. So, some of you guys requested affirmations. I'll make them. Mantras, affirmations. I'll put them on YouTube. You guys can enjoy it. Some of you guys send me emails and messages for specific meditation requests. I will make them. I have a big list. But focus on your state of being. When you do the work, you become the process, you become the act, you become the new state of being, so that you are no longer creating a separation between you and the intention. Because you are now the new state of being that came from the intention. And the more you meditate, the more the details will come in, the more associated emotions will come in, the more you will feel differently and think differently with your eyes open throughout the day. I made a video about how you can turn your life into a meditation, right? Where you might feel like things are getting done and you don't know who did them. Well, you did them, but you were in a flow state. You were in a complete present moment and things were simply happening. And initially during this work, when you hear me talk or when you hear in our Q&As, everybody looks forward to the Saturday Q&As after our marathon meditations. So guys, I'm looking forward to that. And when you hear people having unbelievable experiences, get inspired by it. Don't envy them. Don't compare their experiences to your experience. And just do the work. There was this lady from India that was in a bad place. She's a young girl, 20, 25 years old. And she reached out to me. I don't remember where she reached out to me, but we talked. And now she's so excited about this work that she'll randomly call me and send me messages. And she's like, "You're not going to believe this." I was like, "Try me." And she'll tell me, and she's laughing and she's crying and she's so happy. You know, there's a lady in Madagascar. There's a lady in Iran, you know, experiencing all kinds of beautiful things. UK, there's a lot of people in UK that are part of the community or they watch me, including Canada. So, and all across US, I get messages all the time. Guys, just one of the things that this work will do is it'll make you very kind. It'll make you very patient, but it also makes you quiet because you get so focused on the work. You get so focused on the beauty of the present moment and the flow state that you no longer go unconscious. You're aware of everything. You're aware of your thoughts and feelings. And when you look at things, yesterday I went out after a meditation and I'm just standing outside my door and my daughter is playing with the neighbor's kids in the back. And I'm standing outside the door and I'm just looking around. I had such an empty mind that I'm just observing the emptiness of everything. The empty space of, just this empty mind. And I'm looking around and I was like, I feel like everything is smiling at me right now. Like, is that tree smiling at me? I just felt so much beauty everywhere. And I'm just looking. And I started laughing out loud. And I'm just smiling. And then I realized that I had my arms open like this. I'm like, all right, let's go back inside before the neighbors come out and starts asking questions. But, and then of course you get your thoughts and feelings, and then you listen to them, you laugh them off, and then you go back into your present moment. And the more you do that, the more you are changing, you're upgrading, you're going towards your new genetic destiny, you're going towards biological upgrades. Your field is changing. The color of your fields will change. People will be able to see more and more light coming out of you as you liberate your energies, as you, in breath work, push your energy up, become magnetic. You do your meditation, you start to feel more and more worthy. You start to feel wholeness. I'm going to make a meditation on becoming whole. So that was one of the big requests. So I'll do that. Keep doing the work, guys. Did you know, fun fact, that there was a research done that the square root of 1% of the population, when they find inner peace within them, it makes the whole city around them peaceful. So for example, a city of 1 million people, if 100 people within the city of 1 million people find the present moment, the true peace inside their hearts, it impacts the crime statistics, depression and anxiety and anger and impatience within that entire city. That's not a lot of people. That means if there are 6 billion people in the world, that's when the study was done, when there were 6 billion people in the world, there are only 8,000 people in the world need to find that perfect, beautiful harmony within them. And that begins to change the world. It impacts every living thing in the world. So imagine how important it is that you're doing this work, and how it amplifies and impacts people in your city and in your country, and as a consequence, changes the field energy of the planet. Of course, you're doing this for yourself, and it's going to make a beautiful impact, but it will change your family dynamics, your community, your city, your country, and of course, the collective of this planet. So, thank you for commitment to this work. Thank you for commitment to finding that beautiful harmony within you. Healing yourself so you can heal others. Being kind and patient to you so you can become the example of the wholeness. People won't be able to help but wonder, what is it that you know? What is it that you're doing? And you will inspire people. You will change lives, literally. I love you.